Hey, this is Sam Black with my second match with Sneak and Show in Legacy. I'm on the play, and a hand with a bunch of mana and some of these things that doesn't really do anything. I have no idea if I'm supposed to keep this, but I am going to. There's a pretty good chance this is supposed to be mulligan, but I think the Spell Pierce is good, and this hand will put me in a position where I have a lot of outs to win the game. It just feels like a reasonable place to be. Don't have a good sense yet for how consistently you just have everything with this deck, but I imagine it can't be that often. These are not what I'm looking for. Not even just the Ancient Tomb. Trying to decide if I want to use the probe. There's not a lot of advantage to holding it, but I don't really think there's anything I would cast right now. Just think I'm going to hold it. Next turn, if I draw Force of Will, I'll want the blue card, and I can just use it next turn otherwise and get a little more information. Not a great draw. Obviously, no reason not to spend the life here. That's not good. Well, I guess I have Spell Pierce for the Force of Will. But my opponent can just play Pendelhaven and use it and double Invigorate, and then pay 2 for the Spell Pierce, and I'm dead. And even if my opponent does something like activate the Nexus and attack with both, then my opponent can Force Will the Spell Pierce and kill me. So I need to draw something really good here, and then I'm probably still losing. That was not close to something really good. Well, I cannot possibly win if my opponent sees my hand, so I'm just going to concede. Alright. Definitely want Sudden Shock, and Red Elemental Blast. Probably even Pyroclasm and Needle, and I think maybe even Wipe Away. Probably at least one Blood Moon. Definitely don't want Jace. I definitely don't want Spell Snare. I think I don't need Probe. I think I don't need the basic mountain. So my opponent is probably not wastelanding me much. Pyroclasm's a lot worse than these other answers. It's probably not worth it, and I feel like I should trim one of these big things, but I don't know if that's actually right. I could see playing Boseiju. I got preordained for Boseiju. And I will go first. And this hand's great. I will keep it. I think it's a lot better to go for turn 3 show and tell with backup than for turn 2 show and tell without. So that's what I'm going to do. And I kind of want to just spell pierce this. It probably doesn't mess with my opponent, but the information is potentially valuable, and I get to have one piece of counter magic up either way, and I'm going to counter this. Brainstorm certainly would have been, well, probably would have been better to counter. There is some chance that the information is actually more valuable than the brainstorming, especially since my opponent's not even shuffling or anything. There's now a high value brainstorm. Okay, that lets them shuffle one card away. Tempted to brainstorm to conceal information. Probably not worth it. Brainstorm kind of already has some concealed information, and I don't really know what my opponent can do differently about it at this point. Oh, so that probe was just drawing the second card that was put back. Now that I think about it. Alright, that went a lot better. I'm on the draw now, which makes Blood Moon a little worse, but I only had one, and I don't really think I want to be at less than that. Wipe Away is also worse, but maybe Wipe Away is too slow on the draw. Maybe I just want to Preordain or something instead. I feel good about cutting one of these when my opponent doesn't have discard and is fighting the other half of the combo. I think that it's reasonable to just make things a little harder to assemble. This is a lot of mana. I mean, Preordain is good, but I think this is probably not where I want to be. Now that I have like good interactive cards in my deck. This is pretty unacceptable. Don't want to have to scry for a land and then ponder into a land. This will work maybe. I guess so. So the plan is not good, but my opponent mulliganed enough that I might not be under a fast clock, and the plan becomes a lot better. Yeah, I can't. This is really bad because this is going to name Sneak Attack if I crack this. But if I don't crack it and it names Tarn, both my turns die, so I have to do this. And it's just going to be a really big problem. Griselbrand. That's a lot better for me. I guess I just go for it. I wonder if there's any advantage going for it. Because if I don't go for it, next turn I can play one. Yeah, it's better to just wait, because I can still activate it next turn if I draw a thing to put into play. And if my opponent counters it, then I still, because I can pay 3 mana and sack a Lotus Petal, I can still have 4 mana with 3 in the other Lotus Petal for the second sneak attack. So the only way this is worse is if my opponent draws the ability to counter it in the one draw step. And even then it's not that bad. So I probably shouldn't have played the Lotus Petals, but Still having made that mistake, it is better to realize what's going on and wait. That was a good draw. All right, so I might just win here. I don't know if it matters if I get island or... I guess I have a blood moon in my deck, so it's better to get island. Alright, my opponent only has one card. Seems likely that I'll win. If I draw a land, I probably win on the spot. If I draw a land, I definitely win on the spot, but if I don't, I die. That doesn't help me. Yep. I can play a sneak attack, but then Glistener Elf hits me for 2 and puts me to 10 poison before I can actually use it. Very close.